Hi, this is Terry with twobs.com, and with me is the Bikes Ventoux, the all-new frame from Stevens Bikes out of Germany. So why don't you hang out with me for a few minutes while I go into some of the neat attributes of this bike. Now let's begin with what the Ventoux is, or what Stevens designed the bike to be. The Stevens SLC team, the flagship bike, designed to be ultimately very stiff and the ultimate weapon for people that need to climb and sprint, is going to be a little bit more of a harsh ride than the Ventoux. What you have here is a bike that you're going to be able to ride all day long and be very comfortable, yet it's going to be competitive enough for you. May not be the ultimate sprinter's bike, but you'll certainly do well in all aspects of your ride. The name Ventoux comes from, obviously, Mont Ventoux, the ominous 5,000 foot plus ascent in the south of France. That's going to be a climb that's going to take a lot of people all day long, going up and going down, and it's not the smoothest ascent and descent, so that's why Stevens chose the name Ventoux for this bike. Now let's jump into some of the key features of the Ventoux. Front end stiffness is certainly aided here with its tapered steer and head tube, which goes from 1.25 inches on the bottom to 1.8 inches on the top, which is going to help with out of the saddle accelerations and certainly stability and tracking for the descending. The whole frame is comprised of various density, high modulus carbon fibers, and if you can look at it from a few angles, you'll see that the majority of the tubes are asymmetrical. And the reason for this is while using composites that generate very good stiffness, they wanted to give the frame a little bit of compliance and preserve basically ride comfort. Now, something that I'd like to cover specifically here is the seat tube of the Ventoux. At the top, where you're inserting your seat post, it's obviously round, and as you go down, it drastically stretches and shifts its shape into, I'd say, a rectangle towards the bottom. And what this does is it really nullifies, if you will, any sensations. You might diminish any vibrations you're experiencing through the road, and almost creates a pseudo mattress-like feel, and it certainly does a great job doing this. And in addition to that, the bottom bracket here, as you'll see probably from the camera there, it's not a traditional thread-in type bottom bracket. It's going to utilize like a BB86 press-in cup, which will certainly allow you to use the various types of cranksets that are available on the market today. Obviously there's 24 millimeter, and they go up from there. So certainly cuts down on the weight without having an excess amount of aluminum there at the bottom bracket, and certainly obviously as far as versatility, very beneficial. Now, cable routing is also definitely one of the neater aspects of this bike. As you will see, it's all internal. You're not going to have to deal with any cable rub with your shifter cables that run inside the down tube. And I must say, Stevens to date has the nicest, cleanest internal cable routing that I've had the pleasure of working with up to date. No more fishing games like some of us had to experience in the past. Additionally, here the geometry of this frame is going to equal that to its big brother, the SLC, which has a very stable ride when you're attacking out of the saddle, sprinting for the finish, and a great descending bike. So Stevens didn't want to upset that, and they just basically wanted to take that bike and make it more comfortable, an all-day bike, if you will. So the bike comes in at about 960 grams here. This is a 54 centimeter frame, which is certainly no heavy bike. That's going to allow you to build your sub 15 pound bike without any problems, if that's a concern for you. Well, I certainly hope you enjoyed learning about the Ventoux. Should you have any questions about this bike, don't hesitate to contact us, info@2hubs.com. Other than that, we look forward to seeing you out on the road. Just make sure you enjoy the ride.